Imagine standing on a private Italian island as the sun sets over the Mediterranean. Guests dressed in toga sip cocktails, while Roman statues tower over the celebration. In the center of it all stands a massive ice sculpture of Michelangelo's David X. This one doesn't symbolize art or history. This one dispenses vodka. Nearby, an archer fires flaming arrows to ignite a glowing sign that reads, Karen and Dennis. It looks like the party of a lifetime. But here's the truth. This celebration was paid for with stolen corporate money, and the man behind it wasn't a celebrity or a drug lord, but one of America's most respected CEOs. This is the story of Dennis Kozłowski, how he rose to the top of the corporate world, looted his own company for more than $600 million, and partied like an emperor until it all came crashing down. Dennis Kozłowski didn't start out as a villain. He grew up in New Jersey and built his career the traditional way, working hard, climbing the corporate ladder and earning a reputation as a sharp, disciplined accountant. He joined Tyco International, a company focused on security systems and industrial products, and over the years proved himself to be ambitious, aggressive, and extremely effective. By 1992, Kozłowski had become CEO. Under his leadership, Tyco exploded in growth. The company went on a massive acquisition spree, buying hundreds of businesses and transforming into a global conglomerate worth tens of billions of dollars. On Wall Street, Dennis Kozłowski was hailed as a genius. Business magazines praised him as one of America's best CEOs. Investors loved him. The board trusted him. And the money followed. By the late 1990s, Kozłowski's compensation packages were enormous, eventually reaching a level that made him the highest-paid CEO in the United States. In some years, his total compensation exceeded $170 million. On paper, he was wildly successful. But behind the scenes, something else was happening. Around 1995, Dennis Kozłowski began quietly abusing his power. Tyco was relocating offices, and the company had allocated millions of dollars to help employees move. Instead of letting those funds go where they were intended, Kozłowski created a secret second relocation program, one that only he knew about. Money earmarked for employee moves was redirected into accounts he controlled. Millions disappeared without raising immediate suspicion. And that was just the beginning. Tyco had a program designed to help executives take out low-interest loans for legitimate purposes, such as buying homes or relocating for work. These loans were supposed to be repaid. But Kozłowski turned this system into a personal cash machine. He borrowed millions, then quietly arranged for the company to forgive the loans, effectively converting them into unreported bonuses. This wasn't a one-time event. He did it again. And again, each time the debt vanished. And each time, shareholders were never properly informed. What made it worse was that Kozłowski didn't act alone. A small inner circle of executives helped approve and conceal these transactions. Oversight was weak, trust was high, and the fraud kept growing. Here's the most disturbing part. Dennis Kozłowski didn't need to steal. His legitimate salary and bonuses already made him unimaginably wealthy. But the more successful he became, the more entitled he felt, and the more reckless his behavior grew. That recklessness showed most clearly in how he spent the money. With stolen corporate funds, Kozłowski purchased a $29 million mansion. He bought a $30 million apartment in Manhattan. He owned a $15 million yacht. But it wasn't just the big purchases, it was the absurd details. He charged the company $6,000 for a shower curtain, $15,000 for a dog-shaped umbrella stand, artwork, antiques, luxury furniture, many of them disguised as corporate expenses. And then came the party. In the year 2000, Kozłowski threw a toga-themed birthday celebration for his wife on the Italian island of Sardinia. The event reportedly cost around $2 million. Guests were flown in. Jimmy Buffett performed live. There was a life-size nude cake shaped like a woman. and of course, the now infamous vodka-dispensing David statue. To outsiders, it looked like an eccentric billionaire living his best life. But investigators would later determine that much of the cost had been pushed onto Tycho hidden inside company accounts, masked as business expenses. The party became symbolic of everything wrong with unchecked executive power. For a while, Kozłowski got away with it, but by 2001, cracks began to form. One transaction in particular raised alarms. A $20 million payment to a Tycho board member connected to a corporate acquisition. Prosecutors later alleged it was effectively a bribe. That payment triggered deeper scrutiny. Auditors started digging. Regulators took notice, and the board, once loyal, began asking questions. In 2002, Dennis Kozłowski was forced to resign as CEO of Tycho International, but resignation was only the beginning. Investigators soon uncovered additional schemes, including tax evasion related to expensive art purchases. Kozłowski allegedly used complex shipping and invoicing tactics to avoid paying millions in sales taxes on high-value artwork. What once seemed like clever financial engineering now looked like outright criminal behavior. Tycho launched an internal investigation. What they found was staggering. Over the years, Dennis Kozłowski and his associates had stolen more than $600 million from the company. $600 million taken through unauthorized bonuses, forgiven loans, inflated expenses, and secret payouts. In 2005, Kozłowski went on trial. The case attracted massive media attention. Photos of his lavish lifestyle were shown to jurors. Receipts were read aloud in court. The toga party became a punchline, but also powerful evidence of excess and entitlement. The jury convicted him on multiple counts, including grand larceny, fraud, and conspiracy. The sentence was severe: 8 to 25 years in prison. Dennis Kozłowski, once one of the most powerful CEOs in America, was led away in handcuffs. He would ultimately serve more than 6 years behind bars before being released on parole in 2014. The Tycho scandal sent shockwaves through the corporate world. It became a case study taught in business schools, a warning about what happens when boards fail to provide oversight and executives are allowed to operate without accountability. Dennis Kozłowski's story isn't just about greed, it's about trust, about how success can blur ethical lines, and about how power, when left unchecked, can corrupt even the most admired leaders. From Roman-themed parties and vodka-pouring statues, to prison walls and public disgrace. This is what happens when a CEO forgets who the company truly belongs to. And it's a reminder that no matter how high you rise, accountability always catches up in the end. Don't forget to subscribe for more true crime stories.